coming home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of yesterday. Harder, harder. I fell where my demons dwell. My own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up. Climbing and climbing, I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost myself. Darling, where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stands still, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking, you're faking, girl. You never made a sound. Oh, wait. God knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on your memory, but it's not like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. 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 I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. Can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. Oh, clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I get lost inside my thoughts, and when I start to think, oh, the Tahoe closest starts to end up on the brink. I tried so hard, but all these scars, they cut so deep, I bleed. I fell so fast from heaven.
Ladies and gents, welcome back. One night is the difference between last game and this one. Another round in the lower brackets of advanced playoffs. And today it's against Pryde in the lower bracket round of 3, trying to make it to that sweet top 6. $1,250 on the line at the moment. And both teams would be more than happy to take that. That's very loud for me. I don't know why. That should be a little bit better. But yes, the lion's share of $1,250, as well as a chance of playing for the opportunity to make Premier relegation should they win. they'll be in just such a position where they'll be playing up against better adversaries more than likely. However, that opportunity is one you don't want to pass up any day soon, and surely both teams are going to be itching for it. All 10 have connected, and the first map seems to be Nuke, a map that I know Verum are very well versed on and have their Outbreak performances on from player to player. Pryde, however, I have not yet gotten to see. I have not gotten the chance to catch one of their games, so we'll only have to hope that someone in the chat can let us know, or maybe they'll show them how it's done themselves. Pryde, the American team versus the Canadian core of Verum now, as the last players begin to connect and the sides will soon begin to switch. I can only imagine it's a matter of mere moments before we get things underway. Get that ugly little thing off that bottom of the screen there. And Nuke is a map we've gotten to see quite a few times, actually, throughout the regular season as well as in playoffs. And here we go. Team Verum actually get their CT side, so that makes me think Pryde are very comfortable on their T side Nuke. Having chosen the map, I can only imagine, because who would like to start on T side Nuke first? However, it's very likely that the T side can get the ball rolling early on and stomp their way through the half, because I have seen multiple occasions where the T side at just such a level manages to run away with the game very early on. But we'll have to see how this goes. Utility bought up for Jam, a smoke and a flashbang, a P250 whiteout as well. Very clean skin. Gonna have to set up the smoke now as he's made contact towards Mills. And I believe it's going to head towards the cross for the front of Heaven. It'll do just that. They're waiting to pop towards ramp as this fake is coming through. Pendulum still waiting around, and he's going to make contact now. Maybe a little bit caught off guard there as he makes his way through. Scotty's got to help him out, but is unable to do so. And there are two more players here, but they're going to be dropped as well. Mills can't do a thing to support Ajax, and he's already lost in the fray. He's gotten a couple more heads he can maybe find. One, a second given up to him by the opponent, but now Chu in a 1 versus 3. Not able to catch them making their way throughout Heaven, as Jam will catch him out from the outside lurk that's been there all round long, and Pryde with a very, very nice pistol round catching off the ramp players on a stack, no less. AK Galil and 3 SMGs trying to make that money now as they are against 3 armored opponents, head armored opponents rather. Mills with nothing, saving for that AWP, no doubt, and Scotty with just body armor. One's already made his way down the vent. Not going to be too big of a deal, however. They'll have heard one outside. I can only assume Mills now has to be careful as Sam lurks above. Jam clears out outside on his lonesome, and he has the rifle to punish any of these pistols that make their way too far forward. Mills will be the first, and they spotted the shoulder of Drew there as he goes in for a wide peek. He soon falls away, and Ajax has control now of lobby. He knows that there's nobody there, and they've got decent control at least to make some kind of a stack. If they give themselves some time, Mills is going to have heard that, and Pendulum, the lone player inside of the B bomb site now, as Ajax stands his ground. Scotty from the heavens above, and Chu sitting towards ramp. And here come the T's. They've already made their way into control. Now, as they deploy their utility, all the Molotovs come through. Pendulum now catches at least a chest shot into 2. Nothing more. Mills in the vent's not able to do anything either. And now it's the rotation from the last 2 pistols, trying to finish the job. It's not going to be an easy one, but the bomb will be planted now. SMG of Ellison has already gotten 2. Some money well made, but does Drew go any farther forward with his to try and farm up some money? It wouldn't hurt to try. That much is sure. Not really inching their way any farther forwards are the CTs. They're trying to hope that one of these players will make their way into them, and Drew may just give Ajax the wish he was looking for. As the bomb starts to tick down, he's got to make his way through ramp. He can't save through vents at this point or else he'll blow. I don't think. Control room, though. That might be safe. The bomb's planted far enough away to where that might be the case. And it will be. He saves as much as he can. Yeah, I know that's not a really helpful command, but I have no way of knowing what the next 2 maps are myself yet. Unless I take a peek right now. Let's do it together really fast. Very, very fast. Got it. Mirage and Vertigo. I will update that in a moment. When I get a breather. Pistols once again out into the A bomb site they go, and I don't think they have anybody inside. They've got them all out. They're going to have heard all the players making their way inside. One by one, bomb will be planted, and now they're going to try and retake with only pistols. Snad! What's up, dude? Welcome. Playoffs, advanced. It's kind of crazy, huh? We've made it this far, and Verum, they're going to be happy to have made it this far themselves, as they're locking out of the A bomb site. Kills found left and right. Ajax from the heavens above fights an SMG and loses it out. Ellison finds 3. Good money in the pocket, and that's going to be a third for them while the buyback for Verum can now come through. It's a bonus, kind of, sort of, with 2 SMGs saved, as well as that AK carried over from Pryde. Let's try and edit that real quick. They go fast out to the A-bomb site. The SMGs go flying through. Ajax slightly burning here, and there's a player on the other side of the vent. We'll be able to catch him out. Ellison's been holding it for quite some time. Had not yet seen. Smoke out. One player drops. Ajax may not be ready for the swing of Ellison here as his legs have been spotted. Ajax goes in for the fight and loses it. Ellison, what a phenomenal duel to win there. Trying to spam him down is Pendulum, who will soon drop down the vent, I can only assume. And there he goes, head taking right on back, and it's a man advantage as Mills has found one as well through the smoke. Pendulum will drop even more, and it's a 4v2. Inside of Mini now is Sam. He will have been heard well and truly going for a wild spam. He does win it out, and now Drew can group up with him and try and take back the site. However, from the heavens above, Mills will come in to support, and that's a nice shot onto Sam. It leaves all the round onto Drew. Inside, it's still Scotty, who's been waiting all round long, and he's good for it. Does that work? All right, cool. Cool, cool. Mills taking his off towards the outside from Hell. Pendulum not so far away either. A player going up towards the top of Marshmallow, and they're kind of lining up here, the CT side, while the T's group up for something a little bit different now towards the ramp where they haven't been since Pistol. It's a smoke up in their face from Chu, however, and a spam back as well, keeping them at bay for at least a moment, and there's a slight gap. They're not going to be able to really work with it, only dance through it or around it if they so please. Ellison trying to do so, but Chu, he'll be ready for them in a moment now, calling a rotation, I can only assume, from the Opper, and here he comes. Mills now gets the information, post up with the Op, doesn't quite catch them on the cross, and Chu's got to run away. They're going to be running him down. Unlike that pistol round from earlier on, Chu gets a wild spray, and Ajax finishes the job. Nice tags onto Sam as well, and now he's going to need a little bit more support than he's got. Drew, first point of contention on the retake, and he'll lose out. Ajax has to do a little bit more himself. Control room's been taken. Jam going in for a fight. Ajax just to his right. He's got to be ready for it. A nade to go off the wall. Could do damage, and that's the door blown open as well, down to 55, and here they come from all sides. Sam and Hydrick, what more can you do? A headshot is found by Sam, leaving at least a 1 versus 3 for Hydrick. Doing what you can on 12 HP is Sam, but A to BP's first. Found. Headshots need to be found quick and fast as Hydrick's unable to do anything more than that. The kits are on the backs of the 2 remaining CTs, and that will be the round done and dusted as Verum do find a second, and the money for Pryde is not perfect, but still decent at the very least. Ellison and Hydrick both capable of buying AK-47s for themselves. Hydrick may be even able to drop one over for a teammate, but the rest, they're going to be slightly pressed. And it looks like they want to go towards the A-bomb site very quickly. Drew will be the first up top, though. He's been spotted. Scotty to do it. Ajax next in line. The AWP misses his chance and dies out to the pistol as well. A triple from Ajax, though. It's actually stolen by Chu, and the USP spam doesn't quite go through, but the AWP has been retrieved. 3 alive. Pretty good, all things considered. Holy crap, Seamich followed me back. PogChamp. Let me give that a little retweet while I'm here. Molotov towards the ramp. Player still in towards Hut. Scotty going very far forward. Has not yet been hurt, and Drew may be a little bit scared to peek through that now, as they do go into the A-bomb site. I'm trying to find the right number. Hello? There he is. Ajax has to support Chu now as he goes swinging wide. It's both of them who find at least one. Jam does trade back, but Ajax in with one himself. Mills back into the site. Finds the quick scope onto the next, and he's not done yet. He'll find a double before the round's done. Oh my, I thought I did that already. It's all good, dude. It's all good. I understand. I see where your priorities are set. Nightbot timed you out for 5 whole seconds. Really doing your job, Nightbot. If anyone ever comes in here spamming your 5-second timeout, should do the trick. Pistols again for Pryde. They're set back. Their economy is starting to get whittled away, and as a T side, you don't really like to see that. Better late than never. That is very true, to be honest. No support from Mills on the sniper outside. This time around for Pendulum, he's going to have to be the man on a mission on his own. He's got support from Mini, and if Ajax swings wide soon enough, he may be able to find it, but instead, they're in towards the B-bomb site. Chu has to be worried about that single door as it's soon to be swung open from Hydric. A player just above and behind him as well. He's got to be ready for them. He's gotten some support on the upper bomb site now as through the vent goes one, Hydric the next. And here comes Chu trying to do whatever he can, but it isn't going to be enough. Mills trying to deny the bomb plant at the very least. Planted a flashbang in his face, and that is pretty successful if I do say so. And flying out to his left, Sam does find the first on the Tech 9, but not quite the second. Scotty's there to trade it back, and now Verum are setting themselves on a pretty good consecutive winning streak, finding 5 before Pryde have their buyback. Once again, keeping 3 alive. It will be decent for their economy, but not out of the woods yet. If they're to lose this one out, it could be a painful one, but if they are able to keep a majority of their players alive once more, this is where they could start to run away with the first map. The pick of Pryde, as far as I'm aware. Karambit black laminate. Beautiful looking skin. Molotovs go where they're supposed to be. Ellison just holding for any sort of lobby room aggression in the early round. The AWP groups up with the rest of the T's outside, however, and deep in towards Garage is Pendulum playing a very common passive angle. For them to walk right into him, they've got to drop down to spot him. They may see his legs if they go up top. I'm not quite sure. Jam will be the one to do it, but will he be able to spot that player out if he goes any farther forward? We'll have to wait just a moment's notice. Now is... I'm not sure where that molly goes. It's over towards Heaven, actually, and a flashbang over for them to cross outside as well. Mills firing through the smoke has a player who has wrapped his way around. Jam is in quite a jam of his own as he's plucked out by the AWP. The player throwing the utility from spawn is left wondering what had gone wrong, and Drew with his sniper rifle. Can he do anything more? It's Pendulum to go ahead and give him the first. Next up is Ajax, and now things are starting to fall apart. He's gotten the double. 3 more to find. And the round is not over yet with 50 seconds left. Scotty's position inside of the A-bomb site could be troublesome, though, and Chu now going on a little bit of an info play maybe as he walks his way slightly, ever so slightly forward. Molotov denies Hut for a moment. And with 30 seconds coming closer and closer, half a minute, not a whole lot to work with considering you've got to kill the player inside of the bomb site as well as plant, and Drew has the bomb on the other side. He's got to come through soon. Ellison's going to clear out his angles as best as possible as he turns his attention, though. Scotty makes his way back in, and Drew, 34 HP and 20 seconds left, bomb on his back, but not really a whole lot you can do in this round, and he realizes that. He's going to tuck tail, and he's going for the save. Towards T-spawn he goes. It's going to be that 6th for Verum, once again, keeping 3 alive, and Drew will be lucky to have kept this AWP into the next round himself, as their buy will not afford an AWP, even if he weren't to die. Not even close. But his teammates can buy AK-47s around him and make this a formidable round. The match has been paused, likely by Pryde, to discuss how they want to go about these next couple of rounds as we enter the second half of the first half, round number 10. The later stages of it, even so. And now Verum look to take that posted at the ramp, waiting to see if he'll get a freebie from Chu, who hasn't really been offering up a whole lot in the first place, so it's not going to be likely. Scotty holding an angle he's commonly held in rounds past. Ellison just sticking around for a moment's notice as the smoke towards ramp means the Pendulum doesn't really have to stick around for much longer as he dumps an aid towards ramp. No one will receive. Just under a minute. Just over a minute, excuse me, left in the round as the smokes go towards outside. Jam will now be able to make his way silently across and through them. There's a gap, though, so if there was a player inside of Mini, he would have to be worrisome about them. As time ticks lower and lower, they've really got to make a move soon enough. As to get closer and closer to Secret Door, though, they're going to open it up and hope that there's a player up top. Scotty on the other end, though, and he's not going to have to worry about that peek just yet. Ellison will be holding it for quite some time, though, and he baits the peek himself. Inside of the bomb site is Ajax, and he's got to go massive here. How much can he get? And one is not going to be enough, really. Bomb attempts to be planted. And Chu actually does make his way far enough forward to find that first kill. The second found by Pendulum as well. Tagged up is Hydric, and Pendulum is now in the 1 versus 2. Clutchy isn't likely to win, but certainly not impossible. There's 4 HP on Hydric, like I said. He's looking for his 4K, but we'll see if he can hold things down. Holding from the heavens above now. Pendulum will swing into it, and Hydric does claim his life. As well as find that sweet, sweet 4th round for Pryde. Fast in towards A once again. Jam, the one to do it. There's a Molotov at his feet. The smoke will soon extinguish it as he flies down through the vent. They're going to be heading into a little bit of a ramp aggression here. Mills, the one to do it. The bomb dropped over by Hydric, and if he makes his way any farther forward, he may be lost to the slaughter, and that will be the first kill found. Ellison's got to make his way up the ladder a little bit quicker than he may have liked, and he does so now. Another kill found, and bombs still dropped. These two players outside are going to have to either find a couple of kills or fall their way back. Because either way, they're going to be in some deep trouble. First kill found by Drew. AWP is good for it, but a P250 on the other end of the map will drop Ellison. Yes, why not? Why not indeed? LOL. He's all on his lonesome, and he'll hear this player sprinting through lower, but instead he doesn't quite turn his attention back in time, but it's Mills who steals that kill, and yet another round for Verum. Sniper rifle coming alive in the 11th as we head into 12. It's no AKs really available for Pryde unless they want to go for a mixed buy of Galils and AKs, maybe a pistol or two, but instead they go for the half buy, and that is going to be a good decision for them. They're not in any rush to find these last couple of rounds, but it would be nice. You did just talk with me on ESEA. That's very true. Players trying to make their way down the vent. It'll be Mills to shut down the first. Ellison stuck on the other side of the vent trying to make his way down. Will do so successfully. Bomb on his back. No player really available on the B bomb site just yet. It's Chu who could hold for the cross. Taps down Ellison, who doesn't have a whole lot to go with his life, and Mills tags up yet another Hydric. All 3 players on this side of the map, as a matter of fact, and he goes in for a little bit more. Mills is very hungry now. He's pulling out his USP and making his way even closer. Yet another kill found. Jam next in line with Sam just behind, or in front, excuse me. Wrong A name, and now Mills. Might have a firing range against just pistols. There's a player close right. Oh, he's spotted and taken down through the wall. So good with these flicks now as Sam tries to walk his way around the smoke. Pendulum will spot him, and he'll take that kill all for himself. 8-4, doubling the rounds of Pryde now as Verum are looking very solid on their CT side thus far, it has to be said. Welcome to the cast, Haynes FPS. Glad to have you. I feel like I recognize your name. I could be wrong. I don't know if you were here last night as well, but or maybe in a different cast, but I feel like I've definitely seen the name somewhere. And I usually don't forget a name. Usually. Anyway, nade blows up the door for the squeaky peak. I believe a smoke right in front of it. I know that you're communication are good already. Yeah, I've got solid communication. Pretty good skills with that. Mills will find that first outside with the AWP. A flashbang does go forward for Pendulum to peek, and now towards the ramp. Chu has a couple of players on the other end of the smoke, and he deals damage to one. And he'll find even more, as Mills is not done yet. He's going to peek farther and farther into this one. It's a 2 versus 4, and low HP-ish on both of them. Anyone know if Verum can play T-side nuke? Yes, they can. They are very, very good on T-side nuke. I've seen them stomp. I've seen them play average sides of T-side nuke, which isn't saying much, because T-side nuke is very difficult, but I have seen them stomp on nuke T-side. So, if that's any indicator of how this game may go, I feel like Verum do have a solid chance of closing this one out, assuming they get themselves ahead on CT side. Also, this is a Brazilian organization as far as I'm aware, so definitely some Brazilian love in chat as well, even unintentionally. Killed from the behind, Pendulum does it, and holding for him is Scotty, and of course he misses that. Doesn't miss that, excuse me. He'll take his head clean off. Yes, this is first map. Let me do that for you. Bop. No, that's not right. I'm stupid. Bop. I believe this is the map pick of Pryde. The next is Mirage, pick of Verum, and Vertigo will be the decider should we go the distance. The match has been paused once again, the second in the game. It's a 9th round for Verum, and Pryde now only have 2 rounds left to try and do anything more. Oplano. Yeah, I like Oplano personally. I find them to be very fun. I like the Twins and KNG back together. I find that to be fun because we never got to see it in 100 Thieves, especially after the whole Immortals fiasco. I thought that was very cool, and I love Leo Drunky, or DRK, depending on when you know him from, and TRK is pretty awesome. I like him a lot as well. And of course, VSM. The Caged Beast now finally gets to show his stuff, and I love to watch him. He's a very talented player, very talented. I think he deserves what the world has to offer. Pryde looks clueless on their map pick so far. Granted, it's CT side, but still, yeah, I mean, again, it is CT side, and we are at one of the highest levels of Counter-Strike that you can get to without being professional. So, I think all things considered, Pryde are putting up an average T side. One more round would pretty much solidify that as like a normal split of nuke, I feel like. Maybe even 9-6, but I see a lot of 10-5s at all levels from top to bottom, really. However, an 11-4 may be a little bit too much to ask for if you're a Pryde fan. Surely not going to be easy. Not impossible, but not easy. And freeze time is back on, and Verum have got that full buy up against Pistols once more. Pryde are trying to fight for that 15th round now, as they're barely forfeiting this one. Practically giving it on a silver platter. We'll see how things go, though. I've seen miraculous rounds come through, and if they try a fast A hit once more, I can only assume that's what they're going to do with the utility that they have. And they're actually going to be sending more of their players outside than anywhere else. Pendulum finds the first and the second going up top. Maybe even a third as Hydrix up next, but Mills missing his shot. Pendulum not able to support, and Mills will try and movement his way around, but to no success. Hydrix from above, with bomb no less, takes the AWPer out from his perch and spots even another. Pendulum has 2 players, one to his left and one high to the right, that he has to deal with. Ellison holding the angle, takes his head clean off, and all of a sudden this round has become a real possibility for Pryde. Ajax does bring it back to an even man scenario, knows that both players towards the outside last seen, and Chu resides towards the bottom of the B bomb site, just hanging around with no crosshair. Would you look at that? GoTV bugs at their finest, and now they're both going to be rotating back into their spawn, and Ajax has the timing for it. Both of them are going to be walking right into his crosshairs. Let's see what he can do. He turns his attention, however, and now they'll be making their way even farther forwards. If Ajax shows his face, he may be into a world of trouble. Do they know that he's in that corner? And if they do, and it looks like they do, it could be the end of days for him. Easy does it, and Chu is in a 1 versus 2 now as the A bomb site's given to them for free. The bomb plant will soon be coming through. A triple kill for Ellison in the round. Maybe even to complete the quad. He'll have been heard rotating out, and here comes Ellison, posted on the angle, zoomed up, and there he goes. Ellison with the quad on the eco round, no less. They pick up 2 weapons and save them over. They find their 5th, and Verum have a money pile just sitting around that they can use to buy back into this with a double AWP setup, no less. Mills and Chu running it for the first and last time in the half, seeing as we're on the 15th. And Drew gets the sniper rifle after Ellison had pulled off the impressive feat that he had in the last. He's more than willing to offer it back up to his primary team, Opper. Jam outside, gets a flashbang from a teammate to just jiggle a little bit farther forward. Pendulum sitting in the position that we've seen him in so many times before. There go a couple more flashbangs. How far they decided to make their way up. They're actually pulling back, prying their way into a different game plan, possibly another smoke deployed by Scotty. Not so much. Time ticked off the clock. How many wins to qualify for Premier? To qualify for Premier, you have to win Advanced. So I think that would be 3 more wins. First kill found by Hydric. A bomb site's looking a little weak now as the AWP gets to post up on Huddy. Drops down to help out Ajax, and now as he posts, he's going to have to turn his attention away. Spots a leg of 1, but doesn't quite go in off the kill, and he's going to be leaving his teammate pretty much alone in this bomb site to get it done on his own. He's not going to be able to do so. It's Pendulum left on his lonesome in a 6th round for Pryde. A very solid recovery in those last 2 rounds to bring themselves to a pretty much even footing, I have to say, on the T side. 9-6 is very respectable. But to answer your question, if they win this game, Verum, if they win this, the next game that they play, if they win that, then they will be in Premier relegation, guaranteed. From there, they would have to win the next game to make it to the absolute finals. Actually, I don't think they can make Premier off of this. They're in the lower bracket at the moment, and there's no way to make it any higher, so the only thing that they can hope for now is qualification for relegation. So, that answers your question. There will be no qualification for Premier for Verum, no matter how many wins they get. But, if they win this and the next, they will be in relegation, which will give them a fighting chance at Premier, at the very least. Nothing guaranteed, but $1,250 guaranteed. That's something I would take most any day of the week for playing a video game. One step closer to Premier, no less. And a solid showing throughout playoffs either way, though. $1,250 total. Really hope for 10-5 at least for Verum. Hopefully an easy pistol and a conversion. Yeah, I mean, that is what you would hope for as a Verum fan. Yeah, 9-6 definitely isn't bad. I mean, that is like the expected scoreline in terms of how sided the maps are. But yeah, the 10-5 would have been ideal. 9-6 is okay. 10-5 is pretty much ideal. And we switch things over. Only utility for Mills. 2 flashbangs and a smoke. And here they go into the A-bomb site, I can only assume very quickly. They've been doing it all season long, and it doesn't look like that's going to change anytime soon. Sam from above and Ellison from the front as they get as many kills as they can possibly ask for. And Mills in a 1 versus 3 as he trades back evenly. Goes for the spam. The in-game leader in op. Now has got to come in pretty clutch. Shot from behind. He doesn't even seem to have heard it. Mills? Mills? Now turns around and he'll take yet another. Trading out for the USP now. 9 bullets left in the clip. 51 on Ellison. If they peek together, they should be good, the CTs. And they are going to do that. And Ellison will find 1 on his half health. One more to go. And a pause. Not quite sure for why. Maybe Verum are taking a little bit of a precaution, an early precaution. Take a quick look at the scoreboard here as we switch halves. It's Ellison who leads the scoreboard for the CT side. No surprise after the heroics he had pulled off in the 2 verses, excuse me, 4 earlier on, side by side with Hydric, I believe it was. And on the other side of things, it's Pendulum and Mills, who were almost neck and neck. 16-11, 15-12, practically the same. Almost, kind of, sort of, but not really. The sniper on Nuke, who usually puts up some solid numbers, is not going absolutely nuclear off the wall, but, you know, he's putting up the numbers required of him, and that's all you can really ask for. It's been Jam and Chew, respectively, as they've been waiting for. Fast to the outside, Drew with a FAMAS at range. Inside of the smoke, a flashbang is deployed to the other side. Players make their way down into the B-bomb site. Hydric joining up with Jam soon enough. And as they swing open the door, in a moment, Jam, maybe he'll do it. He will. He'll go far forward himself. He only gets one, though. That's not going to bode well for him. A molly at the feet of Hydric, and now he's got to fall back just a little bit. And another smoke means that they're going to be able to have pretty much a free bomb plan. Wait a minute. When the hell? Mills finds two of his own, and Pendulum spots one in the back lines. They're separated on two opposite ends of the retake, and this is going to be very dangerous for them to try and take all on their own. There's a trade available. Sam goes in for the fight against Pendulum, takes a little bit of damage for his trouble, going back in for it on 4 HP. His teammate now has to get activated sooner rather than later. No head armor on Scotty. It could be a one-shot headshot, really, at this range. And he's dancing around, but his teammate doesn't seem to have any willingness to go forward. He's trying to clear out his angles as slowly as he can. Hydra can only do so much, whiffing his spray. It's the FAMAS that recovers, and he's got 11 bullets left in the clip. No kit, and that will be the round upset for Verum on their pistols, and even closes it out with a Deagle headshot. Chew on a double kill. So relegation is where they take the bottom... Let me see. Okay. They take 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th place from Premier and put them up against 2nd, 3rd, and 4th? 4th, 5th? So I think it's like 4 teams and 4 teams, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. Something along those lines. And that will decide who, if the relegated teams will stay in Premier or if new teams will make their way up. Basically, it decides whether or not they're ready. So if they can't beat the bottom teams of Premier, clearly the advanced teams aren't ready. But if they do manage to sneak it out, then they've got themselves a pretty good opening into the top. 112 viewers. Holy crap. That actually just blew up, huh? It's kind of crazy. Welcome, welcome. Deagle towards outside. That's the first kill found now as Mills still sits around. There's 2 kills, actually, that have been found by this point, and they've got to get something done soon. 3 players in towards lobby. The door's been heard opening on the B-bomb site. Couple of Deagles left, and it's just under 40 seconds now. Jam is going to have a free headshot there onto the first. Chew does trade back. Ellison on the bomb site, and one from the heavens above pulls a nade, and that may be the deciding factor of the round. They had it in their palms, but this quick switch to a different weapon may be their undoing. Bomb can be planted by Chew with 21 seconds left. Mills is going to be holding down the fort. Hydric just waiting for his teammate to make his way on the roundabout. FAMAS in hand, no armor though, so aim punch is definitely going to be an issue for him. As he goes in for that fight, he'll lose it out with barely any damage connected, and Mills finds the player from the heavens above. It's a 2 versus 4 or 5, I believe, against the Eco of Pryde. It's going to be a very dangerous round as they drop over some AKs, but Pryde will not be able to force their way back into this one either way. It will be nothing but pain for them in the next, as they're only on USPs. 1 singular P250 for Hydric, the only investment made. No utility either. So maybe a full ramp rush or something like that. They've got all 5 players here, so maybe that's just what they're looking to do. Stack it at the very least. Ajax, the one tasked with spotting it out. He's got a MAC-10 to do it. As they dance around the A-bomb site. Or at least with the idea of the A-bomb site. Bomb still on the ground. Nade goes over towards A once again. Jam makes his way back towards A, actually, and he will have been heard. Molotov towards Age Event. And Pendulum's made his way all the way down through B to try and catch this flank. Sam just above. Ooh, Gonna be a little bit difficult there, as there's another player over. It's Ajax who will close out the deal with the MAC-10. Solid dedication from the CT side to keep their 4 there for as long as they had, but it's not going to work out more than 1 kill. Not too big of a deal, though. Here they come into the A-bomb site, no less. It's very fast. The Molotov will be burning out Ellison down to 46. He's got to drop down. Doesn't quite open the door, though, and bullets will send back, and now he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Oof, naded his feet as well. Good luck with that one. Now they make their way towards ramp, where Hydric has been waiting with a FAMAS. It's not the easiest of weapons to connect with, but it's definitely not impossible as they make their way closer and closer. They're inching their way into him. He goes up top and gets a little bit more sprinkle damage before he falls away. It's good for him. AWP not quite going to connect just yet. Drew now just posting on the angle passively, but a kill's been found outside, and now they have to worry about this. Sam will find the first towards the A-bomb site a second as well, going for his third. The SMG still on the side, and Shu can't deal with it. 50 seconds left, and Pendulum has an interesting position now as the AWP wraps just around him. They're going to be playing cat and mouse. Drew going in towards Mini. Will Pendulum be able to spot him? The answer is no. But with that being said, he gets a flank on towards Heaven that he can use to rat out his teammate. But Scotty finds a kill on his own, and there's only 1 bullet that needs to connect onto either of these players from Pryde, so all things considered, this round is going pretty decently. Scotty finds, ooh, yet another, but Ellison connects as well, and there's 18 seconds left in the round. Scotty knows that the player isn't towards the bomb site, but he has the bomb on his back. Ellison's got to sprint his way back down through the ramp to try and stop the plant from coming through, or at least try on the retake, as the bomb will go down successfully. Ellison will get a decent timing onto Scotty, should he go too slow. He won't. Makes his way over just in time. But Ellison could have just evaded his vision entirely as he goes around. No way. No way. No way. Oh my god. They've evaded both one another. Now, Scotty going in for the peek. He can't believe his luck. He's got it for free. I do not speak those languages, unfortunately. This is an English-only stream. Please, please, bro. Keep it to English. Like what? Alright, well, that's... Verum lead 13-7. Just utility for the CT side to try and stop this, but to no avail, really. Jam's only got a pistol. Trying to do what he can. There's not a whole lot you can do about this, as Hydric actually picks up an AK-47. There's a player just to the other side of the right as the spam goes back through. Sam will find one as well. It's traded back. 3v2 still. Mills against the P250. He'll win that one out. The 5-7 does actually get one more, and now Mills in a 1 versus 2. And his back is turned through the smoke. The spam, as it fades, will go through, and Pryde managed to pull one back. Still, Verum have a bye. It's because the match is fixed. Didn't you hear? Quicken towards the mini area as they shoot a bullet into their teammate. Drew does find one from Heaven. There's a molly, though, and trying to go up through the vent is Jam. The spam is not good, and Hydric's left wondering how that went down as well. Drew, the last player standing, almost a team ace. Pendulum had to be the one to ruin it, but Drew nearly connecting onto Ajax is just half a second too late on the strafe as it's 14-8. Verum once again find their footing. And they're now 2 rounds away from closing out map number 1. Towards the A-bomb site again. Jam having to try and stop them by spamming through the vent will be unsuccessful in doing so. Hydrix cleared out pretty good area, however, and the vent will be held down for the time being. The Deagle can only try and do so much. Drew, the one to do it, jiggling back and forth, does find a shot into the chest of Chu, but no more. SMG, or FAMAS, excuse me, taking up that same position, but a smoke in his face. Deagle able to support, quote-unquote, from behind, but how much can you really do about this? They're going to be saving their weapons. They've got the M4, and they're going to drop another kill. It's Scotty to lose it outside, but the round is still there. Is map and match point, or map point, excuse me. Map and map point. LOL. Famas at range, deep, may be able to find a kill here. He's got full health. It's going to be hard to clear him out. Pendulum does catch the information, though, without taking a single bullet. Ajax holding a very solid angle for the player to peek in towards heaven, even an inch too far. I literally just tabbed away as he dies. That's unfortunate. 15th for Verum, though. Honestly surprised how fun it is watching these lower level matches. Usually I only bet and watch tier 2 and above. This is fun. Good aiming list strats. Yeah. Certainly. A lot of basic. Not basic. I don't want to say basic. It's a lot of... At this level, this is a lot of basic utility being thrown with a lot of solid aving, and everyone understands what they're doing in the round. And there you can see another very fast round going into the A-bomb site. Sam almost caught out. Pendulum, if he goes forwards instead of down the vent, he may have been able to find that kill. Hydric on the other end of the smoke, though, may be able to shot into the chest. I believe you can bet, considering it's on HLTV. Or something like that. I don't know. Not sure. It's a higher, I think it's high enough match to where you're able to bet on it. But Hydric's angle may not be expected by Chu, and it isn't, but he still wins out the fight either way. It's a man disadvantage once again as they head their way forwards into the B-bomb site. Mills has it all cleared out. What more can you say about that? They're all on the top site, the Pryde players, and the game is looking to go to map number 2. The map pick of Verum, I can only assume Mirage, as this one has only the B-bomb site left to take. Drew tasked with stopping them. No one's in the vents, so these players could make their way down, and maybe this could get interesting. Oh, there's Mills. Maybe unexpectedly. He's going to turn his attention towards the ramp, though, and Sam doesn't have a lot of time. It's the last round, so... Dropping down. He does find that kill. Door to be swung open soon enough by Drew to try and find at least one more on his own. They know Mills was lurking over here a moment's notice ago. And here they come. Chu. Next up, holding the door, as there's another fight to be had. It's Mills who actually finds both of those kills from the behind, and that's going to be his 28th kill and the 16th round for Verum, taking the map 16-8. As we go farther into things, we will wait for the second map to be started through. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with another match.
Gravity, it keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe. empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Don't stare, cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near.
Why the volume always so loud? Alright. Anyways, back for map number 2. It's the pick of Verum, I believe. As we go the distance, so it seems. It's a 16-8 victory for Verum on the side of Nuke, map number 1. And Pryde look to send us to that decider of Vertigo. Should we go there? It may be a little bit longer of a night. It's only 10 o'clock EST right now for me, so that's not really that big of a deal. I can go the full distance. I don't know about you guys, and I'll be here all time. No limits as we wait for the readies to come through. It's surely not going to be too much longer now before we get them. But in the meantime, we can reflect on how that last map had transpired. A solid game from both teams, despite the scoreline, I would say, to be honest. Very well played. A lot of individual moments coming through, some of which, most of which, obviously favored that of Verum. Some pretty interesting Counter-Strike being played across that game. I wouldn't say super tactical. Nothing absolutely crazy, off the wall, mental. But the shots were being hit, and the fundamentals were definitely there. Who's your favorite Brazilian player? I like FNX as a person. From what I hear, he's a partying maniac. Love it. Definitely not FNX. Favorite Brazilian... My favorite Brazilian player as a personality? Probably... this is a hard one. I think I respect Henny a lot. I think I respect Henny, KNG, and Lucas a lot after the rebound that they had made as people, following like a lot of controversy that surrounded them for a lot of their careers, following Immortals and during Immortals. I respect the comeback that they made to find themselves at the places that they had. As a player to watch, I think VSM and Henny are easily my two favorite to watch. They are phenomenal players. Their mechanics are always on point. When they've gotten their sweet spot, you know that they found it. It's a lot of fun. But I don't know. I like hearing Fallen. I don't like watching Fallen too much anymore. I enjoy his teams. I think he's a lot of fun. But I think in order, I would say that I respect the trio of Oplano. I like Fallen the most, and I like to watch VSM and Henny. I want to watch a little bit more of this content roster, to be honest. I want to see more from them. I like them a lot. I like I like every player on the team pretty much, but is no time to waste. Up towards mid very quickly are Hydric and Jam. 3 players here, and they've got a lot of utility this T side, but they're holding for this push. They may be ready for it. Ajax the one to take first contact, and he'll be dropped. And as soon as they do get that contact, they're going to fall away. And there's one more player stuck in towards mid. It's Jam, but they're being swung on from every angle. And Verum now have to be careful about what fights they choose to take. And they're going to be losing out every single one of them. The A-bomb site is there. His bomb can go down, but what more can they do off of that? Mills is the last player standing. Bomb planted, and not even a single player has been spotted for the T side. And that's the team ace. As Pryde have every player find a kill in that round. They get it done. Pistol round is theirs, and the CT side's off to a good start. But yeah, like I was saying, I really, really want to watch more of Godsent. I think that's a team that has so much potential. But I think they just, my personal opinion, not knowing how the inner workings of the Godsent roster is, I really do think that they need at least one more roster change, and then they're a solid top 30 team and up. That's how I feel. I think that they are one roster move away, one supportive, experienced roster move away from being a really formidable team. What that roster move is, I can't really tell you. I mean, I could spitball ideas, but like nothing set in stone in terms of what I think they should do, but definitely a solid core to work with. The FAMAS finds the first kill over at A. Ellison playing with the Deagles over in mid will do some damage. There's this FAMAS over here to support him for a moment. Jump spotting is Hydric. He'll see the player in the deep apartments, Ajax. And most of the players for Verum now grouped up towards mid. Bomb just outside of apartments as it makes its way now to group up as the player Ajax. Sneaking his way up through underpass, maybe trying to find a cheeky kill as the CTs are forced kind of into a corner. They already gotten the first kill, but Ellison going in for a peek a moment just to jiggle, and there's a player up through Cat. It's Pendulum, and now this FAMAS on Catwalk's got to be very careful. Jam down to 16, and he's been dropped. They could pinch onto Hydric here. This could be very bad. Bomb in the apartments, low HP onto Mills, but if they do make their way up to this part of the map, things could get very dicey for them. He's got support, though, so, you know, he's got some time. Over at A, Sam takes out the Lurker. Inside of window room now is Pendulum firing off a little bit of a warning shot to Sam, who only takes one to die. But now Ellison can get activated, dropping the player at... Oh my god. Mills, no way you hit those shots. Deagle is going absolutely nuclear in the 2v2. Depending on the positioning of the T's here, this round is incredibly winnable. But I don't know how I feel about this from Scotty. He'll take first contact. Mills close even still. First shot, second connects as well. Both from a different player, but that's going to be all she wrote. A second for Pryde. Bomb planted, though, means the buy will be through for Verum.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Yeah, I think Phelps is a really good piece. I just don't know if I want him. See, like, how I feel about the Godsent team is that I think that a player like Fallen could be absolutely incredible for them. I feel like if they got Fallen, that would be absolutely phenomenal. They've had an in-game leader that's a little bit more solid than the leadership that they have at the moment. And they'd have a primary opera that isn't Phelps, allowing Phelps a lot of the positions that he wasn't granted in teams like MIBR. But my only question about that team would be if Fallen will give the position to Phelps that he desires the second time around. Oh my lord, what is with this Russian chat, man? Come on. Please. Pretty please. Spray is good for Ajax, and he'll find two. They walk into each other, and they line up. Ajax now finds the first two openers, drops the bomb. He's been spotted, jams on the other side. Can he get a third? The answer is yes. He spams the body even. Ajax, he's taking the round into his own. Chu lurking through Palace now, may be able to spot out the player towards CT. Sam, give it a second. There he is, and he'll be dropped just the same. Not Chu to do it. It's going to be Scotty, as Drew gets at least the first on the player dropping through. It's going to be Scotty who finds the double, and that is all Ajax all day long. It's okay to be Russian, but, like, it's not like I've had to time out 3 other people for speaking in Russian on a very clearly English stream. Untime out. Hey, what's up, pal? My bad. I don't speak Russian, and I asked 2 people to stop speaking in it in chat earlier on. The flashbang is good, though, and Ellison will find that kill for free. towards middle. It's a jiggle from Hydric. He's got a deagle himself. He's got some support soon enough as the player in apartments makes his way back. Pendulum's been heard, though, and that's a head spotted, but the bullet's not going to hit. It's going to be ever so slightly missed. And Chu does what he can. He's got to reload soon enough. Only 11 bullets left in the clip, and he backs out just for a moment. Yeah, drop my... Oh, Launders, thank you so much. Welcome, everybody, from his chat. Really do appreciate it. That's pretty huge. It's a solid squad. 3v4. He goes into ladder room where there's a player who had just made his way in. It's Hydric. And Drew's going to be hearing all this going on around him as there's only 50 seconds just under in the round. And they're going to try and split in through. And Hydric may be good for a kill or two in the behind as they make their way through connector. It's Drew who's going to be communicating that now. But from Palace, it's Chu to deal with him. It's still Jam inside of the site. But timing does not work out in his favor. These last two players are going to be trying as they may to make their way back into the round. But Mills walk his way around the corner. Not sure if he's going to be ready for this. The answer is yes, he is ready for it. And he's going to go in for even more. He takes the head off of Hydric just the same. It's a double for him. And Verum find two. 2 kills from Ellison in that round is not going to be enough. Is Verum gaming? I'm present. Of course, always. We love that. Verum all day, every day. Another round for them as they tie things up. And Pryde have no money really to be working with in the 5th. It's going to be Verum who have to take this round into careful consideration on how they want to play it. They send all of their players over towards the B-bomb site for the moment. It's Pendulum who breaks off, but instead of going for the normal setup, they only have pistols, so they're going to be clearing out the A ramp slowly but surely. They do that. No utility, only one B250 and 157, but already into the B site are Verum, and now they've got this bomb plant for free. Bourbon sour. That's what he's sipping on lower bracket playoff round 3 kind of night. Ajax may have a couple of kills here offered up to him. Jam going to be the first. Sam not really that far behind. They're going to be going one after another, and he's going to find both of them through the apartments now. Mills in the AWP fires off a shot, takes the first. Second going to be tagged through the wall. It was a collateral, actually. Deagle pulled, and of course, he's going to find that second. The third, not quite in the back. It'll be Pendulum to finish the job, and it's the 3rd round for Verum and the buyback soon enough. The stream is biased? No, not biased. Not biased at all. Definitely not. Definitely not. I'm here for some good Counter-Strike. That's what I'm here for. I don't know about you guys. I want to see some good Counter-Strike. At the end of the day, that's all I really care about. Either way, though, in toward mid, it's Jam who finds the one-way kill on the top. It's Chu to drop. Mills not able to take the duel early on. The bomb still dropped, and with 20 seconds chipped off the round, they're not going to be too happy about being a man down. They've got money, so it doesn't really matter how many lives they drop. It's going to be the round that they're looking for. It's their only real goal here now, as mid has been taken by Verum. The window's been given up pretty much. I am literally using a headset mic. I'm using a, let me see. I'm using a Stealth 450. It's really nothing too special. It's a good mic, though. It's been doing me pretty good. Jam going on top of the van. Catches off the sniper who misses his shot. And that's going to be Ajax in the 1v5. Here's a player in towards Khan. Running and gunning. He's going to strafe just in time. Ellison gives him the opportunity to find yet another fight up towards Cat. 2 players there. Almost finds Ellison and maybe even a second available to him. Not a single anime avatar. Yeah, I don't know how either team can win without an anime avatar. Wait, yes there is. You lied. Looks like a Naruto anime profile to me. The round is the CTs and pretty well done at that. Can't ask for a whole lot more. This mid control has been given to Verum pretty consistently after that first kill, and this time they don't get that opening pick, and Sam's going to be isolated from mid entirely. The top con smoke will land, even despite hitting Sam, but ramp controls Drew's. He's got no teammate to support him even yet. They've got a couple of minutes, or seconds rather, to do something to regroup. A nade does connect with Scotty, but Mills is holding with the bomb at the ramp just outside with a sniper inside of Palace. He's got Chu just waiting for him, but If Drew finds a timing on the push here, he may be able to shut down this round all on his own. Sam has to drop a Molotov to stop them from making their way in, and now Mills goes towards the ramp. He's going to have a battle up ahead of him, and that's the bomb being dropped. He's isolated all on his lonesome. The kill's been found inside of the site, but Drew's going to find another. Not quite the follow-up, though. It's a 4. Or 3 versus 2 now. Grouped up towards CT. Sam going in for that pick. What control from him, but last standing. Sam's got a lot more to do. The nade doesn't quite connect. He's going to go in for a little bit more, but Chu will find his double. Pendulum just the same, and that's going to be a 4th round for Verum. The money once again in the bin for Pryde. They're going to be able to half buy at the very least. If they full buy into it, it could be a dangerous territory for the next couple. They're not really too far down to where they have to do anything like that, but I would advise against it either way, and it is going to be just pistols and some utility, a little bit of body armor here and there. Top con smoke, I believe, from Chu, or is that deep jungle? Let's find out together. Here it comes. 1 kill found over towards mid. Nobody going to be going off of that. It is a top con smoke. After all. Top of stairs, Ellison goes. He's got a teammate just below him, and Scotty's been tagged down very low, and it's Jam to do it. 2v2 all of a sudden. I don't know how these kills have come through. I've barely even seen any of them, and through CT is Drew. In connector with an AK-47. Picked up a Sam. No armor, though, and Drew, he's going to peek his way in slowly, and that's going to be the headshot in the back of Mills' dome. It's going to be Chu in the 1v2. Can he get it done? It's a very important round considering they're playing up only against pistols, and their money isn't perfect either. And their loss bonus surely hasn't been built up. A tap onto the bomb, no kit. Inside of the smoke, it's going to be Drew who's sticking on the AK on the other side. It's going to be the commitment, and Chu has to spray through. It's going to be 3 seconds left on the defuse. Chu, you have to connect, and he can't. 4-4 on the back of that Ninja. It's a full 10-second, and despite finding the 4K, it won't be enough. Now, off that, they've got a double AWP setup. Drew and Jam, the ones to wield it. A buyback even still after the bomb plant from Verum. Their money's in quite a tight spot now if they're to lose this one out. As I had said, their loss bonus has not been built up. They've only going to have a 2-round loss. If they get the bomb down, maybe something to be scrapped together, but they really want to win this one out. Tactical, I can only assume. Put together their thoughts. That's kind of a hard pill to swallow. A bitter one at that. And I'm sure that they would like to close this series out in 2. That was Launder's kind of spray. That is absolutely out of pocket. Flashbang goes over the top of mid. A player's dropped his way into underpass. It's Jam with a sniper rifle. Supporting is Sam with an AUG spamming through the smoke. And he is going to make his way over top of it to find that opening pick. It's Scotty to go down, but Mills immediately trades back into the A-bomb site. The anchor has been lost. The bomb can go be picked up, and a rotation has to come in soon. It's Sam on his way back, but Jam, once again, chiming in to find another. He brings it back to the man advantage. Pryde going to be very happy with that one. He can't, however, find the follow-up. 3v3 in towards CT. You're going to have to be careful. Sam's been waiting here all round long, and he's not going to be well timed for that. Ajax may be able to catch the player onto the catwalk, just jumping up on top of the railing. He will, and the bomb can now finally safely make his way into the site. Ellison and Sam a little bit too far removed from it. Sam, though, has been here, and they know his position. It's been given away. Molotov towards the firebox. Not a whole lot to do. Ellison's second-guessing himself, but the bomb will be heard now from Sam. Over on catwalk, Ellison may be able to spot the head of Ajax, the lower HP of the 2 players, but he's just evaded the crosshairs. If Ellison decides to start making some noise, he could be in for a rude awakening. Jumping over top, he's going to check below him. No, he actually isn't. Ajax is going to hear him, and he's going to take that kill for free. Sam, what more can you do? The answer is nothing. Mills is too ready for you. Posted on the angle. All that post plant. You can't fool him. And even if he had made his way towards jungle, it would be Ajax with the info in the first place. And that's going to be the 5th now. Once again, taking the lead are Verum up against pistols. Let's see if they can do themselves one better than they had last time around. Fast towards B is 1. Bomb still dropped, and there's a kill towards top of mid. It's Ellison this time towards underpass on the balcony. The AWP is all in his lonesome, and Hydric finds it. 25 HP, though. A little worse for wear, but better than being dead. It's that equal kill, and now through the back of apartments. There's actually a player who's made his way into ramp. I'm not sure if they're going to be ready for this. Scotty is clearing it out, but his head is taken off. Drew looks a little bit surprised, even pulling his crosshair away after that frag, and he's not done there. Ajax meets the same fate, and now these two players have to go back and retrieve that bomb. Drew, what more can you show us? Not a whole lot. Ellison, can you show us some of the same? He's good for the first. Chu now in the clutch as his teammates fall one by one. He's got to find that 4K again. This time, maybe try to find the round with it. He's got more than enough time to work with. He's also got full utility, pretty much. Hydric down to 25 HP. One bullet will do him in. As he makes his way up through Cat, he won't be heard by the player at the A-bomb site who's still inside of ramp. And Hydric, though, with the AWP at this angle. Oh, he may be ready for it. If he hears one footstep, which he does, a bomb being stuck. Hydric, you are the man of the round. At that stage in the 10th, it'll take us to an 11th. As a sniper to the dome, about as easy as it gets. He tries for that bomb plant, but he's unfortunately going to be caught by timing. Bitter fate, split 1-1 on both bomb sites. Pryde pull it back, and now we're here once again at 5-all. Tied all. An SMG from Ellison, not able to afford much more, going fast and through mid. Not going to go his way forward. It's going to be Sam, who just chills out towards the bottom of connector for the moment. And a boosting towards apartments. The AWP of Jam isolated. No fight for him to take. A smoke going to keep him away from that. That nade will not quite land onto Ajax. It just goes a little behind him. A nade follows up. Let that be a little less successful. Blinded up. Despite that, though, the first kill is found by Hydric. Just below with an SMG. Ellison looking to farm up some cash. And a Molotov will keep them far away. They're not going to be able to make their way any farther forward than that. Ellison's going to hear them making their way through towards underpass. Now they've got a player in towards window. Sam just waiting to see a boost. Hoping and praying. Still lurking over here is Pendulum, and he's been spotted and dropped. All of a sudden, it's a two-man deficit for Verum. Going up through connector, though. Chu, oh, he may be the man of the round. The AWP towards CT is not ready for the player who could be in towards connector. It's Sam who's turned his attention as well. Both of these players are going to have to be very wary of what's coming towards them. One player at the front of default, head not yet spotted. Drew. Oh, surely not. Oh, my lord, he's perfectly hidden. Sound may have been heard now. Sam in the back, able to get activated. Jam just the same. He's going for that no-scope. No need for the zoom. Only the bang. 6-5. They now lead for the first time in quite some time, I believe. Unless I'm mistaken. This is one of the first times we've seen Pryde in the lead for the entirety of the game. Verum now, not a whole lot of money left. Their loss bonus starting to build. 2-round loss. A bomb plant would do them a lot of good, however. It's not going to be expected of them, seeing as they only have Glocks. Only Glocks. A full save. He's going to hear one in towards Palace. He takes only a single Glock bullet for his trouble. 7 damage. Whoop-de-doo. He's not going to be too mad about that when he gets the info early on. Drops a molly to keep them from doing a Palace pop, if they were going for that even. And Chu's going to stick around for a moment. Mills at the ramp as well. Bomb still towards T-spawn. They're setting it up like a default almost without taking any mid-control. Which is interesting for an eco round with no util. Trying to find picks. Maybe overestimating the aggressiveness of the CT side. I pressed on the wrong player. No way Mills gets that kill. Posted up with an op towards ramp is Jam. If he misses a shot, he may be run down by pistols here. Only time will tell. Man advantage for the T side, interestingly enough. But Sam, he's good for that spray as the player drops through Palace. He's not ready for him. Man advantage. Pulled back. M4, though, he's going to find that kill in towards A. And Sam has his connector covered at the very least. The bomb is able to cross towards site, tapping away his Pendulum. Maybe the bomb plant would be a little bit more important than finding that kill at Deep Cat. But I digress. Pryde finds 7. And Verum now have AKs to work with. Decent utility across the board, but nothing perfect. I would also go for a tactical here, I think. I agree. Instead, they whip together their buy in the last few seconds of freeze time, and round number 13 is underway. Ellison once again with that SMG, carrying it over from the previous. He's got no real reason to get rid of it in towards the apartments, though, is Jam. He's finding himself in multiple different positions so far this game with the sniper rifle, and he's found himself successful every single time, and so it seems Chu, the player he hunts for, hasn't made his way too far forward. A jiggle may be in line for him. Instead, he goes for the peek, and he's going to pre-fire him, take his head clean off. That is going to be a very useful man advantage there. Mills is the IGL as far as I'm aware. That's what someone had said last night. The Opping in-game leader, Drew, though, does drop the man himself as he makes his way through into the bomb site. There's going to be a little bit of a pinch here, and Ellison with an SMG at this range is going to have a very difficult time at stopping them from doing so. Pendulum the one to try and clear him out, I can only assume. He hasn't turned his attention yet. Here's the SMG shots, but doesn't quite get the fights that he may have been looking for. The A bomb site is open for the taking, but Jungle is kind of on lock here. Knee goes over. It's going to connect with Scotty, now down to 69. The CT players not yet making their way forward. There's a flashbang for both of these players if they want to go in for the peak once the bomb has been tapped. I don't know if I would stick it entirely. The AWP is late on the shot. Will connect, but the player at CT yet to swing. Ellison with an SMG. It's going to swing in once the bomb is tapped on once more. Surely Chu is a little confused at how that player hadn't swung out sooner, but that does secure the round. Ellison making the right play and finding an 8th for Pryde. Verum now once again on pistols, looking to figure things out in their last gun round on the next. 15. Maybe giving up a 9th here. Maybe they pull out the eco. We'll have to wait and see. As we find it out all together like we have all map and series long, all playoff long. How strong Verum are prepared. Heading in towards underpass. Ellison may have heard that. Still player sitting towards the bottom of connector, and it's Sam, the one to wait. Nice spray. Practically every bullet connecting there on the pendulum, even as he fades away. Hurried in towards the apartments. Hydric just on the other end. A flashbang doesn't quite meet him. He'll go far forward, and his teammate's been dropped just below, but at least Jam is here with the sniper rifle to soon close out the round, very possibly. He picks up the M4. The spray is wild. 4 bullets left in the gun, and that's going to be Drew to find us on the 15th round with Pryde in the lead now by 4. Looking to extend it by 5, and Verum trying to at least bring it to a 9-6 half on their T-side campaign. A very real possibility, but they're going to have to show us a little bit better than they have in the last couple of gun rounds, at least in the later stages. They find themselves in really good mid-round positions, so I've seen, especially with the mid-control that they find themselves with, but they end up losing out some pretty crucial picks. Even when they trade them back, they end up throwing one right on in the other way, and I feel like it's been Mills once or twice to do it. Inside of connector smoke now is Pendulum with both of the CTs. There's a smoke redeployed. This could be really good timing if he decides to walk through it. Sam checks it for just a second, but now if he goes through as the A bomb site's being seized upon, shot through the smoke does connect with the leg of Scotty. Trying to find a little bit more, nearly grazes the leg of yet another, and Pendulum's been sitting here for so very long. He's playing the patient game. He doesn't want to walk his way forward. Con is clear. Good utility for the CTs to make their way back into the bomb site, though. The first player spotted on their balcony will be dealt with by Sam. Hydric finding one as well. Stuck in towards Sandwich, though. Ajax has to do more, and he can. It's Pendulum. A flashbang for Scotty to peek, but not going to do him a whole lot of good. He's all on his lonesome 1 versus 3. Player on the bomb has been tapped. He's been found as well. Still a flashbang for Scotty, and he's going to reposition. Throws a flashbang off the wall once more, burning in the molly, and he'll go down. The kill for Ellison in the round will be Pryde's 10-5. Nuke was the pick of Pryde. A 16-8 affair that went the way of Verum. And now here on Mirage, it looks like Pryde are pretty prepared to take things to map number 3 at 10-5 at the half. Vertigo being the decider. It's been a pretty wild ride thus far. A back-and-forth affair, well and truly, even if it hasn't all been on the same map, it surely has been all in the same series. A lot of fun as well. We've seen some pretty crazy shots. I want to call back to the Deagle play of Drew. I think he had found 2 crazy 1-Deags from the A ramp. Any naffers in chat? Any naffers? Not that it matters, but it's good to know, I guess. definitely good to know. A solid number of viewers tonight. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us, as well as thanking Launders for the raid. Very, very cool. Obviously, a Verum boy himself finds himself right on that little roster. We see his name, LAU. Can't miss it. As we take a moment to reflect, if Verum can find this pistol round and get the ball rolling, especially with those AWPs, there's no telling really how far this game could go. Maybe even an overtime affair here on Mirage. And Vertigo is a map that I would not be opposed to watching, because I know that there's a lot that can be done on it from both teams. I've seen some pretty decent things, and there may be even more that has been prepared that we have not seen yet from either side on any other team. Highlight my message, caster. Ab, I appreciate you. Get the pistol, win the gun round, and they back in it. Let's go. That's wishful thinking, but I'm with you. I am with you. A couple of swing and string rounds together. And Verum are right back in this. CT side especially. I feel like if you shut down the map with those snipers, I'm just going to bring it back to that. And Mills is the man that you want to highlight for that. He's the sniper and in-game leader for Verum, and he showed his stuff over on Nuke and brought them over the line with, I believe, 28 kills and something like 15 deaths. Very impressive stuff from him. A map that we've seen him put up those kinds of numbers time and time again in previous matches. Mirage, haven't really gotten to see him all too much. I believe this is like the second or third time I've seen him this season, having been the Verum caster from the beginning, missing a couple of games. Mirage, quite possibly one of the ones that I had missed out on. But we're glad to be here in the lower bracket round 3 of playoffs thus far. Looking to keep their life alive in League as we go live. Utility bought up by Jam, a flashbang and a smoke. Pizza 50 dropped over to Sam himself. Looking to get those headshots. Or even the body shots, really. Trying to tear down that armor. And here we go. Some hype in the chat as we go into the second half of the second map here on Mirage. 4 players up towards top of mid. Drew the Shrew checking things out over towards apartments on his lonesome. They've got 3 over towards B. Holding the catwalk is Mills. We'll see what he can get done as they start to sprint their way up. It's 1 who drops towards the lower side of the map. It's Ellison, and they're going to try and split up towards the B bomb site as we speak. Here they come. Mills has a couple of targets ahead of him. He's going to find the first and second as well, looking for that third, and of course he gets it. He goes massive. This is his round, and he claims it all to himself. A double from Ellison, but what more can you do when the in-game leader's popping off like this? Maybe even the 4th kill to be found as he makes his way up towards the cat jump. Mills has the bomb in his possession. You don't mess with the in-game leader. Call his name, and he shall appear. Ellison, what more can be done in this round? Maybe a sound cue heard from Mills as he's very aware of this possibility. Chu turning his attention. Scotty still holding through the apartments, though. Scotty doing a good job of it, and not quite spotting the player on Cat. The juggle comes through. 26 HP. Give it to him. Give it to Mills. Come on. Let's go. Complete the 4K or win out the round. Either way, it's going to be Mills who drops, and Chu has the support from the player in the apartments who finds his double, and that's a huge round from Verum to put themselves back on the board now with 6. And they've got a couple of rounds now in terms of economy that they may be able to cruise out, unless they lose one out to Pryde, which would be very unfortunate. They've got 3 FAMASs, not taking any chances with the SMGs. A FAMAS yet to be bought up by Ajax. Instead, it's an SMG and an M4 for Mills. The A1S trying to save up for that op, of course. The economic decision that every in-game leader seems to be making nowadays, and I don't blame them. It's a solid weapon, especially when it saves you that extra $200 for every gun round that you buy it. A lot of players heard towards underpass. Mills now repositioning as Pendulum does the same. It's they make their way back into apartments, though maybe going for a fake. They were giving away those sound cues for a reason. But they head back towards A. Interestingly enough, they head through T-spawn. They're going to group up all together. They've got a singular deagle in the hands of Ellison. No flashbangs, nothing. But if there is one thing that bodes well for them, it's the fact that Ajax was the only player here as Mills makes his way back from connector. He's holding top stairs now, and here they come. The best rifle on the team at this range. What the hell is going on? Is Pryde? I don't even think they know what they're doing, making noise all around the map. Now they go around the world from B apps to underpass, back through underpass, back to A to Palace, and now see where they decide to end up with just under a minute left on the clock. Back towards B. Scotty with very forward positioning, going for the wide peak here. Chu able to support if they make their way flooding out, but you certainly hope that Scotty finds at least one or two here as they go silent back through underpass. There they go. And maybe an explosion up through connector late round. I'm not going to say it's stupid. Definitely not stupid. Definitely a decent, interesting play to make. And that's the first kill being found by the FAMAS. Traded back. Chu already dinked, and he's going to be lost as well inside of connector. Mills with the M4, though. He's able to find at least one back. The Deagle fires one shot in return, but nothing as of yet. With 20 seconds left, they've got to make their way into A. One player going into the window. It's the bomb that makes his way into connector. It's Drew against the M4, who's now out of ammo, being run down by Drew. The Glock will almost finish the job, but Mills reloads just in time to find his blood pressure returning to a normal level. 2 kills for the T side after that roundabout across the map. 10-7, Verum now up against the AK-47s. Losing 3 lives would have been a catastrophe. But they are able to buy up a pretty respectable buy now with 2 FAMASs and AUG and 2 M4A1Ss with decent utility across the board against the 5 rifles. No sniper for the T side, though, which is going to bode well for them. Amali goes in and Mills goes towards underpass. I'm not sure if he will have been hurt. No one's going to be checking for it as of yet. Just holding now is Ellison. Inside of middle are Hydric and Jam. Molly misses the windowsill. I believe that's a missed smoke as well. I'm not quite sure. Maybe a body block before he had dropped into underpass. Mills, and now his position has been made well and truly known as mid. Presence is made known all around, and Jam in mid is in pickle. He's lost, and those 2 kills in towards mid are going to be huge. The bomb not yet spotted, but making his way out through the A-bomb site is Sam. And what a one-tap as Ajax sends 1 bullet through the wood. He takes his head clean off. That's the opener into the round that you need, and Chu makes his way up towards Cat, evading at least the 1. Player who made his way through to A, and Ellison is holding this angle for quite some time. The head of Chu spotted up towards mid. Can he take that kill as well? Oh my lord, surely not another one-tap. Mills dancing around the A-bomb site. Here's a player reloading, catches the bomb off. It's going to be Drew who drops, and he's going in for even more, and of course Mills gets it. He's on fire now, looking for a 4th. Another triple kill for him as we enter round number 19 in the next. He looks to secure 18th for his team and put Verum up to 8. He's up on top of this ladder now as the Molotov will soon fade. Ellison on the other side, waiting for it himself, and now 30 seconds, bomb on the other side. Ken Mills put together the unthinkable. He's putting together a masterclass on the CT side thus far. Ellison clearing out his angle. Is not quite the angle that he needed to, but Scotty says, no, sir. That's my kill, and I'm even going to put you into the dirt for it. How dare you try and show me up on my playoff game. How many kills does Mills have? Well, he's got 19. 13 deaths, the highest in the server at the moment. He's really putting on a show at the moment now as they start to make their way back up against just pistols. It's going to be Mills inside of mid. The man himself looking up to farm a little bit more, and that nade is absolutely catastrophic. The damage that's been done is phenomenal. Pendulum finishing the job onto at least 1, a second as well. Nothing more just yet. Ajax just barely spotting the tips of the head inside of connector as now Chu drops a molly towards them. They're going to walk their way down through the underpass. Sam on the bench. Surely Mills goes in for a quick little peekity peek here. 1 bullet will do the trick. Almost connects that one. He had the timing for it. No CT aggression through the apartments after that information had been gained, though, and I guess it's better than not losing a life, as Scotty has a self-boost here on the first of the 2 windows, the caged window. The AK-47 should be good enough to spray down these players, regardless of whether they make their way through the first or second. And they group up, and with bomb back in the apartments, they're going to be walking their way over towards A. A Deagle on both Sam and Hydric, and a P250 for Ellison, but once again, no flashbangs is going to be very difficult for making their way into the site alone with Ajax at the ticket booth playing so passively. He's unlikely to give up his life so easily. It's a rotation from Mills as soon as they are spotted, however, and with 40 seconds left on the clock, that's going to likely be the end point. And no, I'm not talking about the British roster featuring the Dutchman. Although they are a very fun team to watch, I will throw in the mix. A lot of really interesting players on that lineup, especially since adding Mezzi and Thomas. They've become one of my favorites. But either way, 15 seconds left in the round. Ajax, well-placed crosshair, will take the head right off of Hydrix. Next up is Sam. It's just a firing range now. Aim labs, to say the least. And Ajax going for even more will find that triple. Of course he does. A 9th for Verum now against the bye of Pryde, where now they have the chance to equalize things as well as set themselves into a solid standing to find a round to follow. No sniper yet for Mills. I doubt it will even come through, unless Ajax drops over his rifle and Pendulum opts for just body armor. But I think they're deciding that, but instead he'll go for the AUG. He'll be fine with just that. He'll settle. Flashbangs go out towards mid. Blinded up as Mills for just a moment. Hydric dancing with the devil as Mills has been on fire, to say the least, this game. But Drew has gotten very forward positioning in the apartments. Player at bench, Scotty, may be caught off here. Drew still holding for it, and Scotty wins it out. An interesting way to play out this round thus far. Mills is so very close up and towards mid. Are they going to be ready for this? I doubt it. He goes in for the wide swing, does so much damage. No kill, but 2 players down to 10 and 11 HP. All 4 in through mid now. Flashbang goes high. First kill found, second kill found as well. The Pendulum spray transfer is there for at least 2 in towards mid. Ajax tries to finish the job into Ellison, but now it's Sam who has to complete the 4K to win out the round for Pryde in a 1 versus 1. He's got decent utility to work with. Not a whole lot of health, though. Doesn't know the position of Scotty. Scotty had found a kill towards B earlier on, but are they about to meet? No way. What brain on these players? And Scotty, he's going to be ready for it. The bomb makes his way right into his open arms, and that's going to be the 10th for Verum. Finally, we see them tied back up, and as things go absolutely crazy, it's just going to be somewhat of a hero buy for Pryde, so it seems, as the match is paused. An AK for Ellison. Money in the bank for Sam if he wants an AK as well. Hydric could have afforded one himself. A Galil was available to jam, but I'm not really a whole lot sure how this economy spread is working at the moment with one player just below 1,000. Their loss bonus is already at max, so a bomb plant will put them in solid positioning for a buy, and I think they'll be fine either way. I think they'll be okay. This AK buy is really not too big of a deal whatsoever. Either way, though. In towards mid with the sniper rifle with a one-way is Mills almost finding that kill. I thought he had it, really. It looked like he connected to me, but instead he's going to have to fall away and pull back towards the A-bomb site and join Ajax towards CT, who can now make his way towards the ninja area. Very nice, I wouldn't call it an off angle in any stretch, but certainly not an angle you clear out first and foremost. There's so many more angles to clear out as Ajax goes up top. He's been hurt. He's probably going to be swung from behind, and that's going to be a very painful one. Mills will at least trade it out successfully, a player to make his way through the palace area soon enough. Mills misses his chance on the player as it's a 1 versus 2 for Drew. Dropping down, no way you find the headshot as you're plummeting to your doom. Pendulum littering you with lead. An 11th for Verum, taking the lead. Not a single round offered up to Pryde, I don't believe. Yeah, no, it was a 10-5 half, and here we are at 11-10. And Verum really trying to close this one out in 2. They've got something in the morning, maybe. They want to try and get in for that early sleep. Maybe they're looking for a little bit of extra time to figure things out before their next playoff match, should they make it. In towards mid, most of these T's now, as some damage has been found, likely from that nade. Up towards Cat. Is that Chew? He's going to be jiggling back and forth. No one's even crossed him yet. Bomb still outside with 3 players there, and slowly but surely they make their way up through underpass as well. Chew going to right hand smoke to the bottom of connector, allowing Pendulum somewhat of a one-way. A spam through would do him dirty, though. Ellison on the other side. Drew not so far off, and all 5 from Pryde splitting their way in towards middle. A minute left on the clock almost, and Pendulum just in time makes his way away as he drops a Molotov towards the bottom of the steps. There's no way they're making their way up connector any day soon unless they want to waste a smoke on it. And this CT side has been looking very crisp from Verum thus far. We'll see if they can hold up in round number 22. Smoking towards window, allowing for them to crunch up through connector now as they go their way a little bit farther back. Mills going for a peek from the top. Could be pretty dangerous, but instead they make their way up through Cat, and here they come. Scotty does good damage on the one, follows up on another, and Chew's going to support. He's going to find one of his own, a second as well, all in the back of Jam now. Sniper on his back, 1v4, 30 seconds. What more can you do? Bomb not even in your possession, and Pendulum sets them on the back track once again, 12-10. B site closed for construction. Looks like... I'm not going to make that pun. At least not yet. We'll save it for another day. Maybe another round. Mills towards the bottom of Con. Not going to be challenged by the Deagle of Jam towards top of mid just yet. Most of these players, otherwise, over towards A. Waiting for their time to strike. Ajax in towards Sandwich, a place we haven't seen him in, I don't think, any round before. And Pendulum towards triple this time as the smokes and flash ran over. It's the shots that have to be hit. Ellison clearing out one angle. He'll be found by Ajax soon enough. But actually, it's going to be Pendulum to do it as they trade frags. They're going to find 2, 3 for Pendulum. And the USP from Pendulum will find his 4K. He's going to be living life large now, as he had been negative just a couple of rounds ago. Actually, before this round even. And now he finds himself 19 to 17, 147 ADR in the half thus far. And Verum are up to 13 rounds, and they're going to be feeling great. Confidence is running high, and Mills and Chu are going to be running the double off setup. Corrid, you got to stop with the caps. I can't keep timing you out. Or rather, untiming you out. Chu mollied in window, not going to be able to make his way in for a fight just yet. Jam so very low from a dink from Connector, though. Pendulum, he's going to take a little bit of chip damage there as well from the molly. Down to 68. Not that big of a deal. Still better than being one bullet from loss of life. He's walking on 2 legs while I think the Jam's going to be on crutches for at least the next couple of years. Maybe a wheelchair, maybe bound to sit down for the rest of his life. Who knows? I hope he can live with himself at night knowing what he's done. Pendulum the Madman making their way up Cat silently, but not silently very much longer, as Scotty is going to have to swing from the right side. He has good connection in terms of damage, but that's going to be it. That's the first time in quite some time the B-bomb site hasn't found 2 kills on its hold, and Pendulum absolutely smoked, and oof. Gun show from Mills. Solid flick on a Drew on the A-bomb site for the lurk, but flashiness won't win you the round, unfortunately. The AWP save will mean a lot. Ajax really doesn't have a whole lot of money left in his bank, and Scotty isn't too far off. The rest of them are pretty stacked up, though. They've put the money into their safe. They put it into the bank. Let it grow. Got those 401ks, you know, adult stuff, yada yada, tax returns. You know, I haven't been adult for long enough to really know a whole lot about these things. Interest is what I'm trying to say, basically. They've grown interest. All my fellow teenagers out there, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to you. This one goes out to you guys. 19 and below, but also above 13. Feels good, man. That's what I'm saying. Out towards mid, a majority of these players go. They're going to be blinded for a moment's notice that keeps them at bay for a second. That nade is going to do a crazy amount of damage onto them, and I can't switch off. Hello? Go TV? Okay. We're back. Not sure what was going on there. Chewit Calwalk, his 2 kills have been found towards mid. Pendulum would be glad to trade his life for that one. Hydric down to 16 as well. No nade to finish the job, but Hydric... Oh, wow, Ajax. Solid reaction time. Very good from him. The Peeker's advantage is not there. And the headshot angle doesn't do him much good now, as Verum are posted up to find a 14th in the 4 versus 2. What can Jam and Drew do? Post nade cam. That nade was chunky, though. That was absolutely phenomenal. What's the utility damage real quick? Let's take a look at that. 209 from Mills thus far and towards mid. He's done a phenomenal job of keeping them humble with his HEs. Mills now worrying about his flank. Ajax has both the ramp and the connector walkouts for a moment, but if he gets timing, there's a chance. There's a world where he gets taken out for it, and he will. 3v2 now. Bomb tries to go down. The player defending him is worried for just a second as a flashbang goes high in return, and a Molotov keeps the CT player from making his way forwards. And there's a very real world where this pans out in the favor of the T's. They've got a flashbang left over still as that one's dumped out. In front of default goes 1. Spam goes back. Mills has to find the tag. Down to 2 HP is Drew. He'll be dealt with, though, in Jam. What more can you do here, buddy? Bomb tapped. Player on it. Flick is good, and it's actually a collateral onto Mills if he had found that kill and taken him off the bomb. I'm pretty sure it would have been a defuse either way, but what a shot it would have been. Nevertheless, it's a 14th for Pryde. Verum. 14th for Verum. And 3 Augs on their side now. They've taken full advantage of the money that they have in their possession. Mills going for that cat peek. He made the jump. He's going to turn from the flashbangs, and he's already going to be on catwalk. Are they going to be ready for this? Probably. The nade. True now down to 55. And Pendulum walks all the way up mid for free. Finds that kill and runs away without any sort of repercussion whatsoever. Now through underpass, now will Ellison and Sam be able to close out on Mills from Cat? He's going to hear them. There's also a player making his way up through top of mid, but the flick is not going to connect. It'll be Hydrick who comes out on top of that duel. Drew, the typical apartments lurker, may have been spotted. Not sure there. Bullets being shot back and forth. Chew, if you could find that frag, it could be huge, and that is going to be the 3v2 with Ellison now down to only 2 HP. Ajax takes his teammate out and leaves it all onto him. He's going to be heart pumping for a second here in the clutch. He's got bomb all the way towards his spawn. Chew may hear him running in a moment, but as he sprints away, it's unfortunate timing for him. Ellison with 40 seconds left, 2 flashbangs and a molly. If he finds that 1 kill at B, there's a chance. There is a chance. Chew goes on the aggression. If he can catch him off, there's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. But as time ticks down and Chew is in towards apartments, I can only assume that Ellison makes his way up through Cat relatively quickly here. Gives away all the sound cues required, and Chew plays this one to perfection. Doesn't overstay his welcome in the apartments. Doesn't go too far forward either, and now the information is his. 1 bullet's all it's going to take, and that will be the closer to the round and find us on map and match point now. 15-11, and Verum have broken Pryde time and time again. They've done it somewhat in this round as well. They can only buy AKs on, I believe, 3 players. Drop from Hydrick, though. No AWP. I can only assume they would favor dropping over a rifle instead, and the match has been paused, and I can understand why, because this is ESEA Advanced Playoffs life on the line, really. Their future in this bracket all depends on this one round, on whether or not they'll be able to close it out, Verum, or if Pryde can make the comeback and send us to overtime and pull us to a 3rd map, Vertigo. After a 16-8 victory on Nuke, Verum have found their footing on their CT side of Mirage. Like I had said, that AWP had to come to life from Mills, and it sure does still. 21-16. Chew has surpassed him, as well as Pendulum. Inside of middle, I feel like we've seen them go time and time again, toe-to-toe with these players and win out in multi-frags on multiple occasions. It's going to be a Deagle for Shrew, a Galil for Hydrick, AK for the rest. And a decent spread of utility. Nothing perfect, I wouldn't say, by any stretch of the imagination, but definitely workable. Interesting that Drew goes for the Deagle here, despite being able to purchase up an SMG. But maybe he has some sort of specific plan in with this. I'm not quite sure. Sending 3, 4 over towards mid and B for a split of sorts. Chew will have heard 1 player towards underpass, I can only assume. And this is the first round in quite some time. We'll see Verum not take that early mid presence. They've got 3 towards A, Pendulum holding towards mid, Mills posted up towards the A ramp, and Ajax ready for the wide swing from Palace, which Sam will not offer up to him. He's over at the ramp, hiding his way away, and Scotty, as well as Chew, are holding the B-bomb site together. A flashbang play into the A ramp could be catastrophic for the CT side. Mills looks like he's setting something up. Maybe a smoke. There it is. Right into the face of Sam. Means he can't make his way any farther forward. A minute left in the round, and all 4 have grouped up. Make it all 5. Pryde now look to join all in together to make their way into the A-bomb site. Only a singular smoke and a couple of flashes if they want to do so. And Ajax has already pushed all the way up through, and that's the opening that they may need. They can execute either way. Pendulum, ooh, maybe good to trade this one out as Ellison spots the shoulder, and he takes the head, and now it's the CT nade to dunk on the top of Mills. That is quite the turnaround from Pryde, seeing these last couple of rounds unfold. It was surprising to see them swing out with a flawless one. As the bomb is planted and they look to find their 12th on the other side of the map, it's Verum who can't do a thing about it. They're going to be sitting on their hands waiting for the next round to come their way and maybe a little bit more success. No loss bonus built up. Mills may be able to buy himself a FAMAS, a gun dropped over from Chu, and an SMG maybe from Scotty, but that's really all they can hope for in the next, as they won't be able to put anything together for quite some time. This is really dangerous, actually. Now that I think about it, if we go 15-12 here and they lose this next round, that'll put them on 13. They've got to full save that one and hope that they've got enough money to put together a buy for the last and keep Pryde away from overtime. So this is really a telling round coming up here, as Chu can drop over that weapon, like I had said. Maybe maybe a pause. Maybe. Nope. 2-round loss bonus. They're going to be sticking with just the 2 rifles they had saved, dropping over a Deagle to Ajax, and they're going to be perfectly content with what they've gotten, trying to force up into round number 19, the next. Through middle of Molotov goes. Jam drops a flashbang just behind it. Mills turns from it inside of the smoke. And Chu actually does find that first kill over towards the A-bomb site with the AK-47. A gun to be retrieved. He's going to drop it over, try and pull it back. They've got 3 rifles now. No armor for Ajax, but still an AK is better than no AK. And over towards the apartment. Scotty's off angle here. Will Drew be ready for it? He has to be. Please be ready for it at this stage in the game. Surely you don't go uncleared, Scotty. Flashbang goes high. USP does significant damage. The M4 is going to finish the job onto both of them, and it's a flawless round thus far. Ellison trying to make his way back into it. He flies in. Scotty on the other end turns his attention. The Molotov lands on top of the bomb, and in the back lines is Mills. He may be the linchpin to shut this round out. Pendulum just below. And here they come. Sam checking the back lines. He's going to be dropped, and it's all on to Ellison. The most unlikely of rounds. At 15-12 with only a couple of pistols and 2 rifles, it's Ellison now in the 1v4. Finds the first, but through the wall. Chu will close out the series. 16-12. What a game. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on the lower bracket round 3. The 4th round yet to be announced, likely in the next coming days. This game I was not ready for, all things considered. I was kind of confused, but I'd love to see you guys pop out for that game as well. It will be casted on the same spot here on Verum GG around the same time, 9 o'clock default. And you'll see me, Why Not FPS, as it's been spammed throughout the chat throughout the whole game. I'm so glad to have joined you guys for the game so far. And we will see you in the next time that we play. And I hope you all have a wonderful evening, afternoon, good night, wherever you may be from.
Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere.